Steel plates and iron tread, Stego brings red Zoid dread, fighting to make Earth home. Stegosaurus of chrome. Planet Zoidstar invaders, the red and gold raiders, android mind riders take charge. The Zoids espionage. Stego scrambles the comms, disable human bombs. Crystal radar scramble, human radio gamble. Stego brings red Zoid pain to the human world reign. Civilization falls, robot Zoid conquest calls. Desperate human scheme, disable the Zoid steam. Turn red against the gold, now Zoid fights, Zoid steel cold. Stego scrambles gold Zoid mines, crystal radar mind rider blinds, lasers, bombs, and rockets too. No Zoid steel, Stego will hew. Stego scrambles the comms, disable human bombs. Crystal radar scramble, human radio gamble. Zoid mines, crystal radar, mind rider blinds, lasers, bombs, and rockets too. Gold Zoid steel, Stego will hew. Stego brings red Zoid pain to the human world reign. Civilization falls, robot Zoid conquest calls. Human bomb, crystal radar scramble, human radio gamble. Zoidstar blade, the blue guardians train. New Zoids that fill their ranks, rebel memory banks. Now comes the rogue Zoid force, the renegade Zoid corpse. They turn a blue Zoids all, the untamed rebel core. Now the renegades wage war on the red and blue Zoids core. No loyalty or kinship, the rebel Zoids fight steel grip. Oh, rise up, Cybertron steel, Stegosaurus won't kneel. Renegade Zoid will fight, planet Zoid style smite. Rise up, Cybertron steel, Stegosaurus won't kneel. Renegade Zoid will fight, planet Zoid style smite. He'll smite. Zoid against Zoid will all now clash. Red, blue, and renegade will smash. New conflict on planet Zoidstar. Cybertron brings the metal scar. Plans against Crocs army fail, with renegade Zoid steel whale. The united Zoid army cheers to the new blue Zoid army fears. Oh, rise up, Cybertron steel, steel will. The united Zoid army cheers to the new blue Zoid army fierce. Rise up, Cybertron steel. Stegosaurus won't kneel.